Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's me, just wanted to make another video. This one is a totally new little thing I got going on. As you can see, I got some heads here painted and balancer, some new gaskets. So, kind of didn't film this story. I have a lot going on. My mother just passed in May, and I just haven't had the motivation to make any videos, but now, yeah, I'm starting to get back into the groove. This was a TBI motor that I'm building for the shoebox. Now, the shoebox, that little 283, I remember telling you was smoking a little bit. Well, now it's real bad, and this is what I got going on here. This is a 19, I believe, 89 maybe, Chevy TBI 350 that I'm going to put in there. This is going to be a really strange build. I've never done it, and it's set up for a roller cam, as you guys can see, but it ran a flat tappet from the factory. Now, it does have the fuel pump. I believe it has an eccentric. I put a little push rod in there and turn the engine. It looks like it does have an eccentric, but for some reason the fuel pump rod won't fit in there. I don't know if I have one that's too big, or maybe there's some crust in there. Anywho, so the thing that makes it, got these cool fin valve covers I'm going to run. The thing that's a little weird is that these were the original heads. These are the TBI heads with, you know, the TBI intake bolt pattern that goes, you know, straight in. Well, I came across these heads, which are these Hecho en Mexico. I want to say they were the 882s, right there, 882s, and these were actually brand new. And I'm not talking about rebuilt. These were actually, the story on these heads were they are brand new from a brand new crate engine that a guy bought, and he ended up running Vortec heads, so he never even ran them. You could tell the valves are new. I mean, they could pass for rebuilds, but I'm gonna take his word for it. Seemed like an honest guy, and everything looks pretty nice on them springs, and you know, that's just little crap that I had. But anywho, I'm gonna run these heads, and I'm gonna run. I don't have the intake just yet, but I'm going to run the intake that has the tube. So I'm going to make this look like an old 283. I'm going to run a tube here. Run a classic Edelbrock. I'll make another video once it's all together. I actually went on eBay and got I think it's what's called a CB4 or C4B intake from, I think, the 60s or the 70s. It's got the tube. It's an Edelbrock, so I don't need an adapter. And it's low profile, just like a Performer. And what's going to be cool is it's going to be a bottom end TBI, but the top end is going to be, you know, old school, if you will. And it's going to have the angle bolt holes and the old intake. So it's going to go, but I mean, you know, for the one person that knows what they're looking for, knows it's not going to be a 283. One thing that's really major, and I wish I had my shoebox here, but it's actually in storage right now, is if you notice, all the old school ones, just like this 307, have the dipstick on the passenger side. Now, the manifolds that are on the shoebox, he used manifolds that'll work and clear the steering box, but they actually won't let the dipstick go in. So I could never check my oil, and once I started burning enough oil, it got so low, it started to read 0, and it kind of freaked me out. I do not want to burn up that engine, so I'm going to go ahead and not use, because otherwise I just would have used this 307. This one has the passenger side dipstick, which is going to eat. That's another thing. Not to mention, it's a 350, so it'll be a little more power, you know. These cams aren't the best. I'm not going for all-out power, guys. I'm just going for, you know, a torquey motor. Yeah, it's going to just be that much more powerful. I'm going to expect at least 50 horse, you know. Uh, Brand new, the specs, it's actually 100 horse more, but I'm not gonna, expect that. But, it'll be fresh, it'll be leak free, and I won't be embarrassed to show my engine. Now, I have some more chrome goodies coming. I got some chrome pulleys, and I'm actually running a short water pump to even make it look more old school, guys. This is actually a pump I got on eBay, and I don't even know what brand it is, but the guy said it was an old one from the late 60s, early 70s, and he said he rebuilt it, which, get a new gasket, and it's pretty firm, it's not all sloppy. And look at that, guys. Don't you think that's gonna look sweet? I think it is. And once the pulleys come and I get it more together, I think it's gonna look like $1,000,000, guys. I do have a little bit of touch up to do. Might look actually better on camera than it does in real life, but at this point, I don't care. This thing looks awesome. I've always wanted a white engine in the shoebox, and this might not be I'm almost positive this won't be the last engine on here. I am gonna probably, later on, once I get the suspension and the brakes done, and it's actually safe, I'm gonna probably go for a 383.